Are these gaining or losing price because of popularity, or are they gaining or losing price because of performance? Two different things to analyze or keep track of. Welcome back, everyone, to This Week in Sports Cards at the SlabStox podcast. My name is Aaron, your host. Thank you all for joining me for another Sunday video covering the hottest topics in sports cards over the past week. There's a lot to get into because of how sports is so on fire right now, with the seasons heating up for the MLB. The NBA is going to the playoffs next week. There's just a lot going on here with the cards exploding in value. Really, any big performances or string of performances from a star player is leading to double in price, some massive gains here for some of these players. And let's just start by going all the way back to last Sunday. Luka Doncic, this is after that Milwaukee Bucks game. I talked about last week how this week I'd bring up the graph because I did post it the day that the video went out, so it didn't get into the video. But last Sunday, the card went all the way up to $1,800, the 2018 Prism base rookie PSA 10, and now it's trading for around $2,250. So there is so much demand coming to Luka. The Mavericks just matched up with the Clippers in the playoffs, so it'll be interesting to see there because of Luka and the Mavericks going against one of the favorites to make the NBA Finals. It'll be really interesting to see if the Clippers beat them or beat them in 4 or 5 or 6 maybe. What happens to Luka's prices? It also very much so depends on how Luka plays in those games against the Clippers. Looking at this card, the PSA 10 population is over 12,500 for the Prism-based PSA 10. Clearly, in the past, population report mattered way more, I'd say, than now because of how, a 12,500 pop is still scarce in terms of how many people are trying to buy this card. I'm not comparing it to other cards. I'm just talking about this one card, how many people want it, and how many people think that Luka is going to be, an all-timer, so they're buying it for over $2,000 now. This card is going to continue to get some of that, recognition going forward as one of those top investments for basketball. There's no doubt about that. I think short-term we'll see some interesting things happen with the playoffs coming up, but after that, projecting into next season, there's no reason that more people getting into sports cards, more people wanting to get Prism PSA 10 investments, Luka Doncic investments, that the card won't continue to go up with his performance. If he struggles for a week or a month, then we'll definitely see a little bit of a downturn, but that's what comes with it now. There's two different aspects to the coin. It's either, are these gaining or losing price because of popularity, or are they gaining or losing price because of performance? Two different things to analyze or keep track of. Definitely something to keep on your radar. Moving on to the next graph here, we have the Fernando Tatis 2019 Topps Series 2 PSA 10. Nate and I covered this one quite a lot in the Digging Corners episode from the last Thursday. So there's a lot more to hear in that episode if you're interested in hearing a full Fernando Tatis breakdown, not just about the Series 2 card, but about his performance, projecting long term. Nate hits on all of that in that video. But this Tatis card, it's just like the Luka Prism PSA 10. It's the base PSA 10 that people want to chase after. There's over a 7,000 pop of it. It's going up to 275 now. Clearly everyone who is into baseball and wants to get into, a big star in baseball wants this card. Nate has called it the next Topps update, or next Trout update rookie, the one that people are going to really want moving forward. So take that for what you will. Nate's a really, really smart baseball expert, and I think that this card and Tatis definitely have a lot of legs underneath it because Tatis is one of the most exciting young players in baseball. It is kind of that thing where it's going to probably see some ups and downs based on his performance, but projecting long term, there's no reason why Tatis can't be a buy and hold. And then also, if you're in line to make a ton of profit right now on Tatis, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to sell maybe a couple of them if you have multiple investments and go buy something else. Maybe some soccer cards like SlabStox FC, the video that came out on Friday. You guys definitely want to go check that out if you haven't yet. And then also you'll see more soccer in the end of this video. Moving on to the next card, we have the Devin Booker 2015 Prism PSA 10. Devin Booker had an incredible NBA restart. The Suns went 8-0. Booker was lighting it up every single game. The reason why they didn't get into the play-in game was because the Blazers beat the Nets on Thursday night. So unfortunately, Devin Booker could not get into the playoffs, which stinks. However, the card absolutely exploded. Early June, we're looking at $200. Middle of August, we're looking at $1,400. Just a crazy explosion there. 494%. People obviously love this card. I know that people were discussing about Gary V's post about the Devin Booker PSA 10, and you can see there at the end of June when it hit up to $600 and it fell back down a little bit. But clearly anyone that bought in at $600 or around that is making a ton of money right now. So no fault to those people at all. Devin Booker really paid off. Amazing to watch. That buzzer beater was so cool. Definitely Devin Booker is one of those players that will be setting more records for young players scoring. Going forward, he's already set a multitude of different records for a youngest player to score X amount of points, all this stuff. He's definitely going to be awesome going forward. And so are the Suns, actually. The Suns are looking pretty cool. DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Johnson's been playing really well. So that's good to see for another team coming up in the West. Moving on to the next graph, we have Damien Lillard 2012 Prism PSA 10. This one is pretty much the flip side of the Devin Booker thing. So Lillard is the one that made it into the play-in game. They actually got the 8th seed, which means that they only have to beat the Grizzlies in one game to move on to the playoffs, the actual playoffs. And there's not much to say about the Damian Lillard 2012 Prism PSA 10. The card has just been absolutely scorching over this summer. I mean, it went up from like $200 up to $500, up to $1,000. Now it's over $2,500. It's just wild what's going on with this card. Lillard is just a maniac. He dropped 150 plus points in the last 3 games. It's been ridiculous. The pop on this card is under 1,000. It's only 529 for a 65% gem rate. So there's clearly not many out there. Many people that want them. Price spike's really, really big. Just easy supply and demand there with some huge performances from Lillard. So crazy card here. Part of the 2012 Prism set that I talk about pretty much once a week. Every single week in this video, you see a 2012 Prism card talking about how it's the best basketball set of the recent generation with Panini. And people love that set like crazy. It's the very first Prism set. Lots of demand going there. Moving on to the next graph, we have Tyler Hero 2019 Prism PSA 10. Tyler Hero has been absolutely killing it. We talked about it in Sam Dunks last Tuesday, how he's been playing really, really well. He's dropping some massive point totals off the bench. He's got an opportunity to start one of the games and almost dropped a triple-double when Kendrick Nunn had to leave the bubble. He's the guy that takes advantage of what he's getting. You know, he doesn't always get a ton of minutes, or at least earlier in the season he wasn't. Now he's starting to, and he's really showing that he can do a lot. I know that there's a lot of Tyler Hero fans out there. These cards were a bit over $150, around $170. Now they're going for around $300. So clearly some big rise there. Also a lot of volatility on this graph. Tyler Hero PSA 10s have been very volatile, you know, going up to 300, then back down to 225. So reading this graph going forward, he definitely needs to get minutes in these playoffs, have a big series against the Pacers for it to go up even more. It's already seen quite a substantial growth from in the past when they were around $100. So he definitely has to do some things in the performance side to make this card go up going forward. Also just demand popularity. If he gains a lot of fans in this playoffs, that will help as well. To end off this video, I wanted to highlight the number 1 soccer card over the summer, and it is the Kylian Mbappe PSA 10 base rookie card from 2018 Prism World Cup. This card is super awesome. The pop on it's really low compared to Luka Doncic and those other players out there from 2018 Prism for basketball. It has went absolutely crazy over the last 3 or 4 days. It went from 1,000 to over 2,000. Now it's up to 2,500. And now auctions are going for 3,000, around 3,000. This card, along with the Lionel Messi 2014 Prism World Cup PSA 10, are definitely the 2 biggest cards out there for the soccer market right now in terms of growth and what the most demand is going to. Looking at the graph, this was as low as around 500 earlier in the summer, around July, and now it's up over 3,000. So lots of demand coming to soccer. If you haven't had the chance, please go and check out the SlabStox FC intro video I put on Friday. There's a lot of information in there about the soccer cards, why you should be investing in soccer cards, and how you can get started. A really easy way for you to go see some soccer investments right now is to go to SlabStox.com, scroll down the page, and put in your email for the inbox trenders, and you will see soccer investments daily in your emails. Thank you all for watching this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the quick little recap of the different prices that are going up. Enjoy the NBA playoffs, and I will see you all next week.